Previously on Octopath Traveler II, Temenos and Throné found Alpade's murder in Cunning Creek, but managed to find a mirror piece she was hiding. Afterwards, the party went to the 5-tiered tower, where they fought a masked priestess in order to gain the Conjurer license. Okay, to start the final section of the game, I'm supposed to set camp here. This journey for the dawn draws nearer. If you proceed, the actions you can take will be limited for a while. Any tales you wish to experience are best completed before the journey for the dawn, but the choice is yours. You can still save your progress after this point, but saving in a different slot is recommended. Begin a tale? Yes.
The fire won't catch.
Let's give it another go, Agnea. Every failure brings us one step closer to success, eh?
Right. We just have to keep trying.
We've brought firewood, you two.
Thank you so much, Castti.
Be careful. A fire's not worth getting wounded over.
If it's flames you want, I can do it.
Not so fast, partner. How else are we gonna work up a sweat?
If you insist on being so inefficient.
We're back. We didn't find any beasts lurking about.
But we did find this water. Goodness, physical labor has never really agreed with me.
There's nothing like a good meal after a hard day's work, Temenos.
Speaking of which, I wonder how the hunters are faring.
Heave! Heave! Ta-da! It's not a feast without a main course.
A feast? This is enough meat for a butcher shop.
I didn't think hunting would be so much fun.
You've got the stuff that great hunters are made of, Throné.
Ochette would know.
Oh, are you retiring from the cleaning business, Throné?
Quiet detective.
Well then, I believe that's most everything. All that remains is...
Everyone's counting on us to light up their evening. It's time to get serious, Partitio.
Right you are, Agnea.
Come on, Fire. You can do it!
We'll show this pile of sticks who's boss. There we go.
This will be a night to remember.
I think you might be right.
Now we feast!
This is nice. Truth be told, this isn't where I imagined my journey would take me.
I know what you mean.
As do I.
That's what makes journeys worth taking. You never know where you'll end up.
Oh, what's wrong? Are you cold?
Doubtless someone in Ku is gossiping about you at this very moment.
Perhaps they miss me as much as I miss them. My friends back home. I've learned much in our travels, and I hope I can use it to help my friends and nation.
I know you will, Hikari. And everyone's lives will be brighter for it.
Thank you.
Even after this journey ends, I'm going to keep on dancing around the world until I can dance no more.
Mind if I tag along? With Partitio and Rock backing us, we can hop on a steam locomotive and bring smiles to every corner of the world.
That sounds amazing.
With one of those, you could save your feet for the important part, dancing. And I could extend a helping hand to places I've never even dreamt of.
Will you keep on with Heirs Apothecaries, Castti?
I want to resume my search for like-minded allies.
Now that's a dream I can get behind.
Yeah, me too.
I'm afraid there's one problem with this plan of yours. If you consider how many people there are in this world, then...
There's no room for logic in the realm of dreams, Professor.
Duly noted.
What'll you do, Osvald?
I have some unfinished business to conclude. There are many answers that have yet to be found.
Is that so? It's writ plain on your face. You're worried about your daughter.
There's one answer found.
And what of you, Temenos? Have you found yours?
Almost. It's like a piece of meat stuck in between my teeth.
Ugh, I know what you mean. I hate that.
So, something's still troubling you, in other words?
Precisely.
So, your days as a detective aren't over yet, then. Well, I'm here if you need an assistant. Assuming you can afford me, that is.
My goodness. You're awfully greedy for an assistant. Even if I said yes, I'm sure you have your own path in mind.
I do. I want to go somewhere far away. To a place that isn't on any map. A place no one knows about.
A place none have laid eyes upon.
You all have such big hopes and dreams. I just want to feast every day. And to keep the people of Totohaha safe, of course. Should I be aiming higher?
Ah, seems like you've got some meat stuck in your teeth.
Don't worry, Ochette. That's a fine dream.
I suppose it is. Look! A shooting star! I wonder what tomorrow will bring.
Oh no. All the sacred flames. At least you're not being replaced by the cursed flames of Galdera. Wasn't this place in Temenos' first chapter? In the paper play?
Dream.
I had an odd dream. There was a dark place, somewhere completely unfamiliar.
And a dark fire was blazing.
I saw the same thing.
Wait, are you yanking my chain? I saw it too.
We all had the same dream. Could it be a coincidence?
I very much doubt that.
I feel as if I've seen that place somewhere before.
Huh, I slept like a baby full of milk, though. Huh. Is it still night?
Strange. Dawn should be upon us soon.
Does no one have a pocket watch? They exist in this universe since Rock has one.
We should patrol the area.
I can barely see a thing.
The stars. They're all gone. The sky is pitch black.
Something is amiss. This is no natural nightfall.
Ochette?
I felt this. It's just like before. On your guard, everyone!
Something's coming, and it isn't friendly.
It's here. The future hinges on this battle.
Well now.
Would Pawn be overkill at this point?
I have a talent for making do. Time for your medicine.
Many thanks.
Time to shine! Lion dance!
Many thanks.
Very. Repent! Aliphac, impart your wisdom!
It's my turn now. Peacock strut!
I owe you.
Here I come. I fight for my friends.
Let's see how good Sentencing Gavel is.
How's this? Good.
That was not too bad.
What was that?
Castti and I have seen beasts like that before.
At the time, we had no idea what they were. Their nature.
I've seen them too. The black aura resembles the one true magic wielded by Harvey. He called it the Shadow.
A shadow. What is it?
I cannot say for certain. Not now, in any case.
Mysterious monsters. Just what we need.
We know next to nothing of this phenomenon. Not even the extent of its reach.
Does this shroud cover only this forest? Or is it much larger?
Nothing for it but to check for ourselves.
On that, I agree.
Well, we need to do something.
Unfortunately, we lack the information to know just what that something is. It seems this journey has not yet reached its end. Let's get on with it, shall we? The truth lies in the flame.
Eternal night has descended upon the world. The travelers decide to set out on a final journey to find the cause. Your destination will not be shown on the radar. Search for clues and find your heading. You can change your formation at any time from the main menu. Oh, okay. If only we had that from the start. Walk astride your fellow travelers on an epic journey. What? There's Banter? Even people who aren't in my party, active party that is, we've been waiting a while and the sun's still ain't rising. What in the world's going on? I don't know, but it's nothing good, that's for sure. If those strange monsters earlier were a product of this darkness, then we must figure out the cause of this long night, and soon. I couldn't agree more. First we search for clues. Now you're talking, so where do we start? Come on now, you must have some idea, right? Why don't we look for places like this one? What do you mean? I mean other areas shrouded in the shadow. There are more? I can't say for sure, but it's the only heading we have. A fair point. Standing still will get us nowhere. Let's start by searching for other places blanketed in darkness. Alright, looks like it's time to hit the dusty trail once again. Danger level 51? The heck? Some areas did not get their danger level increased. Huh. Weird. Okay, but Fellsun Ruins got level 51. I guess that's how you can tell. The level 51 areas will be the most important ones. Tranquil Grotto was level 45 before, I swear it was. Okay, now I make a beeline for that dungeon. Tranquil Grotto. Not every enemy is a shadow. Level 51, which means there will be shadow enemies. Tranquil Grotto, okay. Examine. The sacred flame has been doused. Perhaps it can be rekindled with something. There's two statues there. Were they always there? I don't remember. I should check previous footage. My inventory's shining. Shiny mirror. It's the one that I got from Alpates. Mirror reflects the memories of a sacred flame.
It was hope that drove me to live, to survive. Drove me away from death's clutches, to guide others along the same path. But hope Hope was a mistake. There is nothing worth living for. Nothing in this cruel, unsightly world. There is no dawn worth waiting for. What would you give to see the morrow, Lord Agnea?
Kazan. Why did you betray us? You lifted up Lord Mugen to the throne, then you tore him down from it.
An eagle must hide his talons. It was the only way to catch my true quarry. The Dark Blood Blade.
Oh no, he's Oboro.
The sacred treasure of Clan Ku. Not an easy thing to steal. Not so long as Mugen stood in my way. So I cut him down. With Hikari's sword.
You? What are you?
For years I have hidden my intentions from Ku. My very name. But now you shall know it. Oboro. All I did to prevent the tide of darkness that waits on the morrow from reaching us. Within this blade slumbers the power of the shadow. The power to quench the flames. However, such a feat cannot be accomplished without a sacrifice. The accursed blood of Darkest. If not for its taint, we may have seen a desert free from the stain of crimson. And now, I end this. Hikari. Goodbye, old friend. This world's end calls to me. Soon, you shall have the world you envisioned. A world without bloodshed. For oblivion shall bring peace.
The first sacred flame burns anew. Kazan. Mugen's rebellion, the raising of the city. Even my ascent to the throne. Were they all just more of your plots? Were we all just playing into your hands? How many of my friends died because of you? Hikari. Ever since I was a child, I spoke with him about the future I envisioned. A future without bloodshed. Were our ideals so different? Why did he do this? He aims to bring an end to the world. We have to stop him, together. We will. We'll lead everyone toward the dawn. Is this place still... Oh, it's level 45 now. It actually lowered the shadow encounter rate of the surrounding area. That's good. Man, I wonder how are we gonna break this to the people of Ku that the famous tactician was the one behind everything. Probably gonna have to keep that in their wraps, make it a state secret. Fellsun ruins. Shining points. Journal fragment. I did it, diary. I finally got hired as a scrivener, and for adults at times too. All the world's information flows through a newspaper. A river of facts alongside a paper water wheel. Endless procession of scoop, scoop, scoop. As a journalist, I'll dash about the world investigating, uncovering, and breaking news. What better way for me to carry out my mission? I thought about this a lot, and everyone has some factor hiding. Vast sums of knowledge locked in noggins the world over. But how to crack open these repositories and acquire those tasty secrets within? That's the rub, of course. As I am now, I doubt I have the dexterity to pick any of these cranial locks. I was raised in isolation, always out of the loop, hiding quietly on the outskirts of society. There's a positive way to spin that, though. I spent all the time that I wasn't talking to people absorbing them. Here's what I learned. People let their guard down around cute little animals. A scowling guard captain will play cuddly coo with an adorable puppy, and soon confess all his gripes to the precious thing. And so I will become the puppy. I'll wag my little doggy tail, act a part of the friendly little non-threatening furball, and slide right into people's confidences. My brother may be the soaring eagle of his bird-eye view, but I'll be a sharp-eyed hound, keeping my nose to the ground and sniffing out every last detail I can find. Oh no. Fragment 2. My oldest memory is crimson, a spray of bright red droplets and a harrowing scream. A crowd fleeing in all directions, and enemy soldiers mercilessly cutting down innocents. Some of them even laughed as they did it. Amidst this, I was a stone. Still in my tender years, I never cried nor wept nor cowered, merely watched the chaos unfold. Being raised in a war-torn land does things to an impressionable mind. I suppose something had already broken inside me. I would have died that day, cut down like the rest, were it not for my brother. His cunning carved a path for us out of that hellish place. My brother is brilliant, so much that the enemy king spared him if he would serve. Yet despite his genius, despite how shrewd the plans he proposed were in their attempts to avoid bloodshed, the blood always flowed. Humans steal, they kill, they take, and they take and they take. Lives, possessions, land. It's a state of our nature, a simple factor of our existence. My brother and I have seen so much together, and we both reached the same conclusion. The world doesn't deserve to see another dawn. The life of man is nasty, brutish, and ugly. Why not make it short? Number 3. I need her on her side, and I need you to convince her that that's a good idea. My brother's face was flushed when he handed me the letter addressed to Raimei. Perhaps he'd been in his cups. I didn't need to ask him why he would be celebrating. The fundraising in Montway was going swimmingly. On my way home, I spotted Hikari. He's the key to everything in Ku, and if our machinations go according to plan, my brother will get what he's after. I doubt Hikari has a clue who I am. Another protective proposed by my brother dearest. No prior familiarity with me will help move things along down the line. But though Hikari doesn't know anything about me, I certainly know a lot about him. Hikari has another side of him. A second personality that my brother says was born from his family's cursed lineage. Somewhere in the past, Clan Ku's blood mingled with that of the infamous Archmage Darkest, sparking a history of war and sacrifice. A more odious bloodline I do not know. As I passed Hikari in the street, for a moment I felt as if our eyes met. His gaze was steady and true, just as it was when he was a boy. How had that bright spark in his eyes not dimmed over time? He had seen the same horrors I had, been through the same terrible war. Descended from an archmage yet became a warrior. Number 4. This is bad. Hikari was captured before I had a chance to deliver my brother's letter to Raimei. If Hikari is killed, it'll ruin everything and we'll have to start over from scratch. Clanmate calls the Fortress of Stormhail its home. Close place in Solistia, and I hate it. Time is of the essence. Yet this frigid blizzard is battering me about like a leaf in the wind. If only I could take 2 steps without being blown free back. By the time I finally reached Stormhail, Hikari had already been released. I can only assume he managed to sway Raimei on his own. I handed my overdue missive to one of Raimei's retainers and quickly put that chilly place behind me. Was that the real reason Raimei changed her mind? Because she got the letter? Osvald sentenced to life imprisonment. It took me a moment to process the judge's verdict. I blinked, dotting my eyes. What was going on here? He was supposed to be executed, wasn't he? I ran as fast as I could to find Harvey. I should have known. That swine had stuffed leaves into the judge's pocket to bribe him into that decision. Why? I want him to see the power of my perfected magic. That's his reason, that blade fool. Pride. Worthless pride. We need a book of demons complete. What if Osvald somehow finds a way to interfere? When I gave a report to my brother, he simply said, just watch the spectacle unfold. Apparently my brother had already taken Harvey's massive ego into account when he made his contract with the man. If that's the case, then I suppose that isn't a problem after all. Regardless, I should hurry and gather what information I can about Frigid Isle. I hope I don't miss a single one of these. 6. I concealed myself among the chattering students and slipped into Harvey's lecture. The Book of Demons is nearly complete, so he was in a jovial mood. When I saw my chance, I gave Harvey the news. Oswald had tried to escape Frigid Isle and died in the attempt. I thought the news would throw his high spirits off a cliff, but instead he just started giggling. It was creepy. When we settled down, he merely said, I needed to prepare for my guest's arrival, and vanished back into his laboratory, humming cheerfully all the while. It's like he thinks Oswald is alive. Is Oswald alive? It can't be, and yet, if so, then and he will come here to find Harvey and seek his vengeance. Wait, this could be perfect. I doubt Harvey will honor our agreement and hand over the Book of Demons without a fuss. If I can set those two against each other, it might create the perfect opportunity to slip in and swipe the book. I wonder if my brother had predicted this too. Number 7. Harvey left for the Duskruin Shrine. The remains of Archmage Darkus will provide the final piece that Harvey needs. The Book of Demons will soon be complete. I found a nice cozy place to conceal myself, and sure enough, Osvald showed up. Just as predicted, the two fought out, and I was able to retrieve the Book of Demons in the wake of their battle. There was one surprise, however. Harvey escaped alive. That's not good. What if he's going after Elena right now? What if he tries to get revenge on our revenge? What was that bright flash of magic? A glimpse of force that may dwarf even now the Book of Demons. That girl, does she have some special power within her? Is he supposed to show up in Octopath 3 as the main villain, maybe? Number 8. Osvald entrusted the girl Elena to his assistant before setting off on the journey. Like Alpades, the blood of the Lumina family runs in Elena's veins. I need to continue monitoring her to watch for suspicious signs. Day after day, Elena sits at her desk and pours herself into her studies. A diligent girl, I suppose, but I'm curious as to why her brow sometimes wrinkles and she cradles her head in her hands. Still, her eyes are bright and her gaze seemingly set on some happy goal far off in the distance. A marked difference from when I saw her in Harvey's company. There was only worry and fear in her eyes then. My heart nearly leapt down my throat when I heard that assistant's voice suddenly ring out behind me. Can I help you, miss? I immediately turned and tried to distract and dissemble with my tried-and-true cover story. Can I interest you in a newspaper subscription? She smiled, then eyes warmed, but I sensed a keen suspicion burning deep within those friendly eyes. I will not underestimate her again. No one else has ever noticed me when I didn't want to be found. I need to abandon my surveillance. Too risky. Besides, I've seen nothing suspect in all the time I've watched. Elena, might as well move on to more important matters. The Lumina bloodline. I think that should be on Hikari's mother's side. Does that mean Mugen would have actually just destroyed almost every civilization in the world just to get rid of the Lumina bloodline? Because they seem awfully spread out. 9. Well, here I am in Calumbrine. Word is I can find someone who has the lost pages of the Book of the Night's original manuscript. Caldena, the captain of the Sacred Guard, seemed to be moving as Arcanette predicted in assembling these pages. There's a potential problem, however. A nosy inquisitor named Temenos seems to have caught wind of all this. Arcanette has her eye on him, but I can only pray he doesn't make any problems for us. We'll need to be careful not to draw his attention too. The Book of Night is close to being fully restored. Once it is, I'll need to move quickly to retrieve it and fulfill my mission. Allying myself with Arcanette was merely the easiest means to that end. My brother did tell me to be wary of her, however. He was quite forceful about it. I wonder why. 10. Caldena, captain of the Sacred Guard, is driven by lesser vengeance. To achieve that end, she seeks to make the power of the shadow her own. And with the restored Book of Night in hand, she set out for Twilight's Shrine. Her naive dream of avenging her people will never become reality. Why, you ask, dear diary? Because the right Arcanette taught her is purposely flawed. So there I was, hiding the shadows of the Twilight Shrine, waiting for a perfect opportunity. Lo and behold, Caldena's right went awry and she transformed into the most hideous form. No one told me I had to deal with some horrible monster. This is way above my pay grade. Luckily, I had no need to fear. Let Temenos show up and handle the Caldena problem for me. So as Arcanette was behind this well-timed arrival. Well, Puppet Master, bravo. I finally understand why my brother warned me to keep an eye on her. I slipped down to the ritual site after Temenos made his exit and retrieved the Book of Night. All that's left is to combine it with the Book of Demons, and we'll be able to complete the Dark Blood Grimoire. Journal Fragment 11. Here I am, Grand Old Timberrain, just in time for the coronation ceremony. Word on the street is that an apothecary named Trousseau is going to rain on the parade with a storm infused with child energy. His goal, and I quote, is to extend a hand to save all need. What a nice notion. Let's rewind the clock. It was 1 year ago that Trousseau lost hope in the future and started down this path. He was out gathering medicinal herbs when he stumbled into Lost Seed. There he met Claude, who gave him the Book of Night. How do you even get into Lost Seed? That place needs a key. Claude was disappointed with the encounter, it seems. He had swayed Trousseau to the side, but couldn't persuade an apothecary in the man's company. With a regretful sigh, he told me that this other apothecary's eyes were filled with motherly strength, deep wells of kindness that belied a sense of fierce determination. What was her name again? Oh yes, Castti. She stopped Trousseau, saw people timbering to safety, and even dealt with the poison rain. If that wasn't enough, she also managed to mix up medicine that could combat the shadow on the spot. Claude's intuition was right. Castti is someone to keep an eye on. My brother will need to know that we have another dangerous potential wrench in our plans. 12. I met a merchant today in Clockbank, an honest fellow with laughing eyes named Partitio. He boasted he'll rustle up 80 billion leaves and buy the rights to the steam engine from its current owner, Mr. Rock. They don't give the technology away to everyone. When pressed on why, he said, things like this should be shared with the whole world. Partitio confuses me. If I can borrow that ruthless rock's words, it is human nature to take from others and give unto oneself. Despite his noble declarations, I'm sure Partitio will prove himself no different from the air slime. Greed and self-interest will win out in the end. They always do. So I'm vaguely curious as to how this story will play out. I'll follow this Partitio, though. I'll keep my expectations low. Placing your faith in others only gets you betrayed in the end. Journal Fragment 15. My brother made a deal with Harvey. Craft the Book of Demons, an evil tome said to be imbued with the magic of Darkest himself. Why, you ask? Well, dear diary, because we need it to restore lost dark blood grimoire. The rub here is that neither my brilliant brother nor even Claude knows how to make this tome, plus the need for Harvey. The one thing my brother does know is that the remains of Darkest are a key component. When I shared this vital tidbit, Harvey smiled. That's all I needed. It sounds like he was already most of the way there. He's a valuable asset, so we'll do everything we can to assist him. Harvey has an unhealthy obsession with a scholar named Osvald. Well, let's call it what it is, a severe inferiority complex. Harvey told me he'd gladly give up the dawn if it meant he could best a man. We let Harvey read the Book of Night in order to pull him into our intrigues, but honestly, I think it wasn't necessary. The bottomless well of envy in his gut, properly manipulated, would likely have been motivation enough. Besides, I don't trust him. No normal person could fathom that twisted mind of his. Number 14. Partitio's gone and done it. He has gone and done it. He's humbled Rock and actually wrested the rights to the steam engine from that greedy tycoon. So that's nothing compared to what he did next. He actually gave it away, just like he said he would. Things like this should be shared with the whole world. He's lived that grandiose statement and then some. The heat of his passion even melted Rock's icy heart, and it didn't make the desert sun hot enough to do that. So taking a step back, what Partitio did is impossible, unimaginable, inconceivable. I've absorbed countless people in my time, and to date, every one of them is motivated to varying degrees by self-interest. People are always willing to step on others to achieve their own interests, but Partitio, is he truly different? Is he someone who can at last transform this dark, ugly world into something wonderful? What do you think, brother? Number 16. Welcome to my humble castle. That was how he graded me when I arrived in Lost Seed, before he took me on a casual stroll through that rotting mausoleum of a town. I struggle not to gag on the stench of death and decay, all while him smiling and breathing deep as if taking in the airs of a tranquil mountain meadow. This ghastly man's name was Claude, and he is the descendant of the infamous Archmage Darkest. It said his notorious grandfather gave him a taste of the blood of the malevolent god of darkness Vide, frighteningly enough, while he was still in the womb. As a result, this man is blessed with eternal youth. With the blood of Darkest and Vide within his veins, Claude's fate was to become the Dark God's vessel. Yet he rejected the necessity and instead chose to pass that honor onto his offspring. For our part, we don't care who the vessel is, just so we have one. Claude, however, seems to have preferences in the matter. Preferences? That man sired countless children of countless women, and set his progeny at each other's throats. To the bloody victor goes the ultimate spoils. I shivered as he looked me up and down, his eyes seeming to pierce my very soul, as if he was seeking to plant a murderous seed inside me too. When he handed me the Dark Blood staff, he told me that the woman who stole it for him has a lot of potential. His words. My purpose in Lost Seed fulfilled. I hurried out of there. I can't wait to hand the staff over to Arcanette and let her handle the Cathedral Sacred Flame. Fragment 7... Is that 17? Dear Diary, today we met Petrichord, a woman known as the Dark Hunter. I introduced her to Professor Harvey several years ago at Arcanette's request. She was talkative today, and had this to say. I met Arcanette when I was young. It was then I swore myself to her service. Ever since, I have hunted for her and her alone, even slaying the legendary monster known as the Guardian of the First Flame, at her behest. Sometimes I hunted people too, like the time I came to possess the Darkblood bow. Once again, my lady has use of me, and so I shall gladly obey. I nodded along, and when she was finished, she showed me a monster. This beast, which she had captured on Todohaha, looked out at me with eyes full of loathing for all that walked this earth. I asked her what it was, and she told me the result of years of brutal conditioning and a healthy dose of Harvey's science for good measure. The result, an abomination crafted through repeated and horrifying experiments. I nodded again. A soul that this seemed in despair would surely prove to be a great source of power. Seems that leaving the flame of Todohaha in her care should prove no issue. Even her story was connected. 13. Oh shoot, did I skip a few numbers? Can't believe it. How did Partitio turn out economic desert of a town to a hopping commercial hub? That business idea was his was inspired. I must admit that watching Alron's department store come to life woke something warm inside me. I told Partitio the world's full of people groaning under a weight of 1,000 problems. It's fresh ideas like this that bring a ray of joy into troubled lives. Once I really truly meant what I said. I should never have poured my heart out in public like that. I suppose my declaration was proof that he's cracked my emotional defenses and convinced me to, gasp, believe in him. In my defense, he's really something else. Before I knew it, I was promising to help. Truth is, I'm excited to see what magic will pull out his Partitio hat next. Guess what, dear diary? This is the first time I've ever helped someone for something that wasn't directly related to my mission. Let me stop for a moment and also appreciate the fact that he convinced the Elrond to invest 80 billion leaves in him. 80 billion. The question is, will Partitio prove to be a man of integrity? Will he really use those leaves to help the world and not just to line his own pockets? Just a little bit longer. Only a bit, mind. I find myself needing to see what he does next. Statue of Befelgen the Traitor. Words carved in the base. O inheritors of our will. Let the mirror shine and kindle a fire in your heart to chase away the darkness. Elephant the Scholar King. There are words carved in the base. O inheritors of our will. Okay, they all say the same thing. Just telling you to use the mirror if you haven't figured it out already. Sacred flame has been doused. Perhaps it can be rekindled. Shiny mirror. Did I even get all of the entries? I don't know.
Now what have we got here? A sacred flame? Here of all places? Have I stumbled upon a scoop once again? Why, I believe I have. I'm glad that's done. There's no need to keep up this cloying facade. To wear the mask of a chipper, unflappable scrivener. No. Now I bring an end to this dark, wretched world. To liberate its people from their pain, their suffering, and their hatred. Just like I swore to you, brother. Together, we will usher in the night. I kept a close eye on the travelers, all while my allies and I worked behind the scenes. Until at last, I found the book I sought. The Dark Blood Grimoire. With it, I will smother the sacred flames, that they will never again light the way for the dawn. I offer this gift of blood. May the flames turn cold and dark. Mortals. Gods. Who was it that drew the line between them? The blessed? The accursed? Us? Them? Partitio.
If only Partitio's deeds were enough to convince her, but it was not.
Would that we had never met. I'm sorry, brother.
Second sacred flame burns anew. Ori. I heard from an apothecary in town. A woman was found collapsed near the sacred flame and brought there for treatment. She had brown hair and wore a cap, much like a scrivener. After she regained consciousness, she simply vanished. That's Ori, it's gotta be. But if that's true, then what saved her? It appears her wounds fell just short of being fatal. She must have changed her mind just in the nick of time. She saw a Werfen walk in toward the dawn. Well, I can hazard a guess as to why she hesitated. I believe it was thoughts of you that saved her life. Me? Now don't be ridiculous, like I'd have anything to do with that. Well, no matter, as long as she's alive, that's all's well. But just where does she wander off to? Sure I'm lucky you're around to cheer me up, eh? Our journey isn't over. Well, we do well not to waste time in idle conversation. But if you must talk, then perhaps a different topic of conversation would suffice. Osvald. Thank you kindly. I just realized I forgot to rob the guy who has the forbidden staff. So yeah, let's get on that.
Don't mind if I do.
That's not your weakness? Okay. Good thing I'm not a physical attacker, but still.
Indulge me for a moment.
Damn, he hits really hard.
May your wounds be healed. This wasn't in my thinking time. Feel my wrath! Impart your wisdom, Halifax!
Okay, Ignistar Dere.
Burst forth, mighty flames. Now then. Burst forth, mighty broken. Calcul, let me.
This guy's probably part of the Moonshade Order. He's not innocent. He deserves to be robbed.
This is the I've gained valuable insight.
There we go. Give me that. Give me your loot. Forbidden Staff Crescent Moon Necklace.
A worthwhile endeavor.
Another character I forgot. Townsperson with Forbidden Spear, Elemental Augmenter, and Dreamy Flower.
Hand it over.
I choose your victims more wisely. Your threats won't work again on me.
I like my odds.
What deadly spear. Does this person even have any weaknesses? Holy moly.
Indulge.
Okay, good.
Thinking time.
I think it's about time I start using... Let's see... Bottle of Sleeping Dust.
Take this. Now then. Feel my wrath! Impart your wisdom, Halifax! I need a plan.
Damn it doesn't last as long as I thought it would. This is not the most economical strategy, but I'm pretty sure I can buy Sleeping Dust if I need to.
Take this. Now then. This one's for me. I need a plan.
Okay.
Burst forth, mighty broken. Now then. Calculate, let me show you what I've learned. This is the end.
There we go.
Study hard.
Using Sleeping Dust will make these duels so much easier. Ice Soulstone. Okay.
A worthwhile endeavor.
The Elemental Augmenter might also be pretty good. Okay. Now we're in the tomb. A sense of danger is overwhelming. This one's actually guarded.
The future hinges on this battle.
What to do? I extend a helping hand. Time for your medicine.
That's a hope.
Right.
Okay.
There! What to do? No more. I have a talent for making do.
Mighty Leaf.
A pinch of this.
Many thanks, Castti. My turn.
Conjurer.
Be embraced by the snow.
No. Feel my wrath! Impart your wisdom, Halifax.
Oh no!
Let's go!
Whoa, that didn't... that's strange. I thought that would have taken out... that would have removed weaknesses. Okay, these dark spawns. I better use... should I use Provoke Beast or Jefeni's bow? So we'll add ice so it will actually help in breaking.
Come on! Jefeni! Got it!
Impressive, Ochette.
Okay.
I fight for my friends.
Do this, learn skill. Warrior Blade. Or, aggressive slash.
Shinju Mongigiri! Time to strike.
I need a plan.
Okay, where's my elemental boosting? Elemental soup.
This one's for me.
No mercy, only pain.
Okay, give some SP as well. No, I need grapes.
A pinch of this.
I owe you. Here I come. I fight for my friends.
Okay. Sentencing gavel.
How's this?
Not bad.
Here we go.
Will these add the ice effect? I don't even know.
That's my cobra. Ow!
Black bow. Wait, Banter? So that was the first flame, huh? Have you heard of it before? Yeah, it came to life inside me. It was comforting and warm. Why are we getting this before actually lighting the brazier? It was then that I decided I wanted to protect the island. I always felt you had a heart warmer than most. Heh, now I think I'm ready to take on something even bigger. I'm ready to protect the whole world. That's what a hunter should do, after all. I feel the same way as you do. I want to extend a helping hand to everyone in need during this endless night. Hey, you're an apothecary everyone can count on. Then let's do it together. Let's keep everyone safe. Gladly, Ochette. I'm honored to have you by my side. Statue of Dodor the Charitable. There are words carved in the base. Okay, and here's our will. Dreyfendi the Huntress. Black bow. Scarlet moon waxes and the first flame wanes. At last our great wish shall be fulfilled.
This world is naught but hunters and their prey. Just as Cataracta fell to my bow, just as Glacius's egg shattered before my might.
Is that some kind of, that's a dark hunter.
The Dark Hunter sets forth once again, and my aim will not falter. Under the gaze of the Scarlet Moon, I shall fulfill the Great Wish. You must be quivering with joy, for your time has come at last. "10 years ago, I scooped you up, let you live. It was all for this moment. The darkness in our hearts is fed by anger, hatred, resentment, and jealousy. Our basest instincts.
Was the Darkling fueled by jealousy that the other animal got chosen?
As that darkness grows deeper, so too does the shadow grow powerful. Few can stand against a beast whose heart has been drowned in darkness. A beast such as you. Long have I waited for the darkness within you to become black as night, so that maddening flame could be smothered forevermore. With my lifeblood, I shall call down the night. Now then. Make of my flesh an offering, and banish all that stands to oppose us. Give meaning to your miserable life. Ah, Arcanette.
First sacred flame burns anew. And we don't really know much else about Petrichor other than them being a fanatic for Arcanette. Back to being a level 5 tutorial dungeon.
It's quiet. Too quiet.
But this smell... it's the scent of humans. They're frightened. Hiding.
Someone's coming.
Mint!
Is that you, Temenos? Out for a stroll in a place like this? You always did have the habit of sticking your nose in places it doesn't belong.
A friend of yours, Temenos?
In a manner of speaking, but something's odd.
You failed to see what was in front of you. The shadow is ever by thy side.
Just what are you? This is an inquisition. Refuse to answer and...
Attempting to conquer others with threats of violence will always fail. Those who are subdued by strength cannot help but rebel. To conquer them, truly conquer them, you must subjugate their hearts and minds. Hearken to the shadows in their hearts.
What are you talking about?
People are desperate for a place to belong. Give it to them, and they cannot bear to live anywhere else. And then, their hearts and minds are yours.
Their hearts and minds?
Humans are foolish by their very nature. Centuries pass, and yet they remain the same.
Bold words for someone so young.
Surrender yourself not unto silent dusk, for the light shall fade. And soon, night shall fall.
The teachings of the Moonshade Order. No, it can't be.
Since you are so dogged in your search for the truth, allow me to help you. My true name is Arcanette. And I am the leader of the Moonshade Order. The same order that slaughtered the Call. All so that I could steal the flame.
That's impossible. The massacre of the Call was decades ago, and the Moonshade Order's origins are older still.
It's not impossible. There are old souls out there that hide behind youthful faces.
Thanks to Caldina's efforts, the Book of Night is now in my possession. That girl was so eager to be a puppet. She didn't realize the strings were held by her sworn enemy.
The Pontiff knew who you were. He was going to tell me, but his life was cut short.
I had hoped you would be more stricken. How dull. Such has ever been your nature. Your face always a placid mask. But I suppose it matters not. This world's end draws nigh.
That staff.
Once, long ago, night was invited into the world. But a loathsome few drove it away. Those events will not repeat themselves again.
You stole the futures of untold innocence.
Did I? Then you should thank me. This world is cruel, monstrous.
And you're an example of that.
With not a single mote of joy to be found amongst the misery. Don't you see? Roy, Pontiff Jorg. Yes, and even Crick. They knew. They knew the beauty of a dawn that would never come.
Quiet. I won't allow you to sully their names with such blasphemy. You will answer for your sins, Arcanette. And I'll ensure the world they hoped for comes to pass.
At last, Temenos' mask falls off.
I shall render my judgment.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Okay. Which one do I want to start with? So seal up diffusion. I don't know which types of attacks I should be watching out for here.
Here's a little something for you.
Well now, I have a talent for making do. A pinch of this.
Thanks. Ready?
Okay. Disguise his ally for 2 turns.
But I won't hold back.
So want to put this on you so you can set up magic reflection.
Seal Teach, Lady of Grace. My turn. On these hands. Time for your medicine.
Thank you kindly, Castti.
Okay, you look like a mage type, so I'm just gonna use Reflective Barrier.
Obis Regalia.
Oh dear.
Very well.
That's a lot of dudes.
I won't back down.
So... Elephant Wisdom.
Impart your wisdom.
Buffing?
I'm just getting warmed up. I don't want no trouble, man.
Cleaning.
Sorry, but I won't hold back. Aver, Prince of Easy. My turn. No mercy, only pain.
Palm. Grape. Use.
A pinch of this.
I am in your debt. Very well. I'll turn you to ice. Is that the spot?
Yeehaw!
That's all.
My turn.
Probably cast Peacock Strut on you, just in case.
The peacock struts.
Where was I? Join me, Ort.
I shall avenge you, Crick. I'll cut you down!
My turn. No mercy, only pain.
Okay, Mighty Palm. I'm gonna burn all my resources on you.
Time for your medicine.
Thanks. Cleaning time. That's your weakness.
Here goes.
I'll defeat you with the power of money. Feels... Okay. Born Assassin.
Let's get to work.
Where was I? This ends now, Mint.
I will send you to
Elfric.
I'm in danger!
Elfric, banish the shadows from this world. That's that.
Ugh!
Oh, goodness.
Divine judgment for a heretic. For the biggest heretic of them all.
And so we arrive at this moment. Are you truly so desperate to see the dawn? I see now that the Pontiff was not the true threat. It was you. Temenos.
Yeah, unlike the Pontiff, Temenos has a frickin' holy nuke on his side for some reason.
You. A dagger sharpened to a razor's edge. Claude's masterwork. I can see it. A collar around that thin neck of yours.
A collar?
You will never be free. Even if I fall here, nothing will end. And there, always near. Soon, night shall fall.
Farewell, Mint. Your days of meddling are over.
Soon night shall fall. From the looks of it, it already has.
If this isn't night, then...
Tanzy's journal. Do you write this? Odner asked. I immediately ripped the book out of his grasp, and he shrank back a little, surprised at my strength. I couldn't believe he, of all people, had gotten his hands on my hidden script. Odner had been acting from a young age and was already doing quite well for himself. I too had longed for the stage since I was a child, but ended up working at my parents' kennel shop instead. Even so, I hadn't been able to give up on writing, and it became my secret pastime. I didn't show my scripts to anyone, though afraid their response would confirm just how talentless I was. I screwed my eyes shut in embarrassment, preparing myself for his ridicule of my silly script, but... "We mind if I perform this?" he asked. I let out a strange gasp, completely caught off guard. It'd be a shame not to. Why don't we show it off at the next Festival of Grace? Though taken aback by the proposal, I was overjoyed to know that someone appreciated my writing. I nodded in agreement and decided to make it a performance to remember. Despite it being Odner's idea, I realized I was even more excited than he was. I even began composing musical scores for his show. "I love you, Mary." Those words caused my heart to race and my hands on the harp to stop. "What's wrong?" Odner asked as he peered into my face with concern. I realized that he no longer looked like that brat who had tormented me with insects in our youth. Still, I knew that the words he spoke were not his own. I had been the one to write them, after all. Half a month before the Festival of Grace, his performance was all but perfect. I couldn't help but wonder when he found the time to practice after his normal work was through. I, on the other hand, was struggling to think of a thing ending to the script and worked late into the night. Unable to ignore my struggles, Odner pulled me away from my desk and whisked me away into the town late at night. "The gods are all ours right now," he told me as we snuck into the empty church. Not long after, I was struck by inspiration, perhaps by the grace of the sacred flame. Odner watched quietly as word upon word flowed from the tip of my pen. By the time it was finished, dawn was breaking. As Odner read my script, his face was more serious than ever, and my heart pounded in my chest, though not out of nervousness. Once he finished, he smiled softly. "Will you marry me?" he asked, and I allowed another strange gasp. Had I written that line? No. This time, those words were Odner's own. His proposals always had a way of bringing me unrivaled joy. My heart warmed at the sight of his smile and the thought of performing the script we had written together. I wished that happiness would last us a lifetime. Alas, I watched as the clerk carried his casket and sobs filled the air around me. I laid him to rest of our script in his beloved yellow flowers. No, I thought to myself, this wasn't the ending I had envisioned. The day after finishing a script, I woke up to find my love cold beside me. According to Apothecary, Odner's heart had failed him. I wonder if work was to blame. Why didn't I notice? I killed him. I pushed him too hard. It was all my fault. All my fault. Unable to bear guilt, I pushed his death from my mind and carried on as usual. Whenever I remembered my beloved, I clenched my jaw so hard I thought my teeth would break. One day, I found myself in front of a church, the same one Odner and I swore love to each other, and a single cleric came to speak with me. Sadness is something that builds up inside us. Holding it in will do nothing but destroy you. She told me, please, let it out. You don't need to endure it any longer. Moved by her warmth, I spoke of everything that I had buried deep inside me. She listened to every word and, at the end, embraced me gently. All my guilt and sadness were washed away by her kindness. And one day, my feelings for Agnea disappeared, and all that was left was her. One day, I saw her with another woman and feared that she would leave me. Knowing I had to secure my place in the world, I told her that I would do whatever she asked of me. She smiled gently in response and said, I want you to find the blue flames, wherever they may be in this world. I left on my journey soon thereafter. My parents cried and tried to stop me, but I pushed them away. Unfortunately, I barely knew the area outside my own home, let alone the whole world. Not long after, I met with a traveling troupe. They claimed to be bringing smiles to every corner of the realm, so I joined them, and the search began. That's how I found it. The blue flame she was looking for. It was on an isle at the edge of the world. I could only imagine how pleased she'd be. I was sure she would let me stay at her side. Well, how I adore Sister Mint. I love you, Tanzy, she said. Her warm voice and words reverberated in my head. She then handed me an old tome called the Book of Night and recommended I read it. So I did right then and there. It was a story of people who did not long to see the dawn. Never read such an incredible tale before. As I looked up from its pages, she smiled at me. I realized there was no greater happiness than to be had than reading a wonderful book and seeing Sister Mint's smile. In my mind, no brighter dawn awaited. Yet, yes, I have no need for a dawn. It can all end here and now. Not good.
Ah. Wake up, Tanzy. Night has come. Wake up, Tanzy. Night has come.
Sister Mint? Oh, I fell asleep without realizing it.
Do not worry. You must have been quite tired. You traveled far to see my wish granted.
Sister Mint, Goddess. I would do anything if it brought me closer to you.
Your devotion is moving. You have gone far beyond my every expectation, and must be rewarded.
Rewarded?
I love you, Tanzy.
Huh? It's so dark. Where am I? What? My body?
Pathetic child, oblivious until the very end. But this is what you wanted, is it not? It's not as if you desired to see the dawn. The sacred flames have been snuffed out. Surrender yourself not unto silent dusk, for the light shall fade. And soon the world shall know the joy of a dawn that never comes. All who stand in my way shall be cast aside. I shall root out the travelers and bury that wretched mirror beneath the earth, that it may never enkindle the flames again.
Was she the one who killed Alpades? Fourth sacred flame burns anew and everyone suddenly returned for some reason. The light of the sacred flame indicated the southwest direction. So this is the night. Could this darkness she spoke of be V-Day? V-Day? Legends portray him as a god of fear and destruction, which means that the dawn must be... I spoke with the children of this village not long ago. It seems there's going to be a concert tomorrow. Though Ochette is coming to entertain everyone with her dancing. Those children were waiting for the dawn with stars in their eyes. It was a beautiful sight, like gemstones glittering in the dark. They see nothing but hope. Indeed. That's why I made a promise to them. A promise that I would steal back the dawn. You truly are able to come again. Is that meant to be a compliment? But of course. Now then, shall we get to work, Aber? There certainly is a lot of work to be done. More than I've ever done before. I can't believe this. The sacred flame went out, even if only for a moment. No matter what happens, the sacred girl will protect the people in the church. Darkness is terrifying. Damn it, I can't stop shaking. Yeah, how come their dialogue changed but not many other people's? That's so weird. Sacred Guard will continue to monitor the damage. Never seen any text mentioning a sacred flame being doused. Can you tell me what happened? I was so busy writing, I didn't notice a thing. It was like a dark night had fallen. No, it was like darkness itself. I haven't seen that director at all since the darkness fell upon us. I hope she's alright. Direct her. We must believe in Ulfric and the Sacred Flame. I guess we didn't tell him about Mint yet. I saw monsters. They were like nothing I've ever seen before. Just what were they? Just what was that darkness I saw earlier? Fortunately, not much damage was done. Does this mean we're safe now? No one's gonna mention Mint. Still too dangerous to go outside. I think I'll stay here a while longer. Oh, Ulfric, please protect us. I cannot get in contact with Mint. Oh dear, I hope she's alright. Well, I don't. I guess telling everyone about her would spread too much panic. I'm scared. What in the world's happening? I hope no one got hurt. Suddenly got dark when I returned. I'm not dreaming, am I? To be honest, I'm terrified, but I swear to protect my wife, come what may. This isn't normal. I want things to go back to the way they used to be. Thanks for tuning into this Let's Play of Octopath Traveler 2. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.